Worker representation on the remuneration boards of companies could go a long way to address income inequality. Well, that's the feeling of Associate Professor Debbie Collier of the University of Cape Town. She was speaking at trade union FEDUSA's collective bargaining conference in Johannesburg.
Trade unions gaining a stake in a company and pursuing shareholder activism, or pushing for union representation at board level on remuneration and social and ethics committees. These are some of the suggestions punted by Professor Debbie Collier. With the income gap widening between executive pay and the ordinary shop floor worker, she argues that there needs to be a shift in the way workers engage their employers.
We've reached a point where really trade unions need to look outside of the traditional forms of collective bargaining, and they need to look at being able to influence pay policies at other levels within organizations, and remuneration committees and social and ethics committees provide space for this sort of negotiation.
Bobby Godsell, who's served on a fair number of company boards himself, says executive pay levels globally have become obscene in some instances. He also believes that collective bargaining needs to look at broader issues.
It's to broaden the collective bargaining debate, to look at the company as a whole entity, certainly to be concerned about pay at all levels, certainly to be concerned about pay at the bottom. We've got a national development plan that promotes a decent life for all. A national development plan that calls for a national dialogue about what income a household needs to sustain decent life. I think these issues belong in the collective bargaining dialogue as well.
FEDUSA says it's mindful of using some of the innovative ideas in securing a better future for workers in negotiations with employers, moving away from a traditionally adversarial type of relationship.
The lessons that we've learned from this 5-month strike, where government lost money, workers lost money, people died. The communities around those mines lost a lot of money. So any nation that wants to move forward need to move forward from a more informed position, and that's the reason why we looked at ways to strengthen collective bargaining and to modernize it and to make sure that there's better outcomes for all parties involved and not only just for some.
In the event of a mass movement of unions towards sitting as non-executive board members, they'll have the challenge of constantly reassuring the workers that it's them that they're there to represent. Nompumelo Losiziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.